Okay, we're back with former Vice President Mike Pence. Mike, I want you to please react this supersonic missile that China fired up, I guess, yesterday or the day before. And the administration response from Madam Psaki, and I'm going to quote here, "We welcome stiff competition, but we do not want competition leading to confrontation." Now, I don't know what that means, and I wondered what you thought it means.
Well, I will tell you, Larry, I think one of the great contributions President Trump made to the life of this nation was he changed the national consensus on China. I mean, for years, China was riding roughshod, not only trade abuses, intellectual property theft. Of course, we saw them break their word to Hong Kong. But in the midst of all of that, China has been consistently challenging freedom of navigation across the Asia Pacific. And as you said at the top, recently they ran literally dozens of military fighter jets into Taiwan's own airspace and continue to make menacing postures and statements toward Taiwan. This is just the latest. The news this weekend of a hypersonic weapon traveling around the globe is just the latest reason why we were right in our administration to make the largest increase investment in our national defense since the days of Ronald Reagan. We rebuilt our military. We made historic investments in our national defense for precisely this reason. And while it was scoffed at by many on the left, many who now walk the hallways of the White House, it was our administration that established the first new branch of our military, the United States Space Force. It's important to note that hypersonic weapon, at least as was reported, went into essentially low Earth orbit to circumnavigate the globe. And the truth is, space is a warfighting domain today. And our administration managed to launch a new branch of the service to take the lead that we have in national security in space and consolidate it, continue to build on it for the security of our nation and for the future. But this weekend, just one more reminder why the investments that we've made in the Space Force, why the investments we've made in reinvigorating human space exploration are vital to our national security and the future of freedom.
A lot of people think that our catastrophe in Afghanistan is leading directly to this Chinese communist Xi militancy, bragging about Taiwan and all the rest of it. A lot of people we've had, experts, you know them quite well, have said there's a clear link, unfortunately, between Afghanistan, China, and Taiwan.
Larry, weakness arouses evil, and the Biden administration's disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan this August was a disgrace, and it was a disservice to the generation of Americans who wore the uniform, who served, especially those who sacrificed in Afghanistan defending freedom. But there's no question that there was strategic implications to that disaster as well, and it's one of the reasons why I've spent time with some families of our service members who fell, among the 13 at the attack at Kabul airport. And I just I've told them, and I tell anyone looking on today, nothing of what this administration did in mishandling our withdrawal from Afghanistan will ever diminish the honor that's owed to them and their families and all those who served. But now more than ever, we need to send a message of strength to the Asia Pacific, to stand with our treaty allies, with Japan, with South Korea, with Australia. And yes, we need to live up to the Taiwan Relations Act and make it clear to China that the United States is going to uphold our treaty commitments in that region. We have to make up for, sadly, we have to make up for the strategic implications of that disastrous withdrawal. And my hope is this administration will do just that.
Mike, I want to come back home for our last minute or so. The Biden administration appears to be weaponizing the Justice Department, going after, I mean, this is so incredible, going after parents who think they should have a say-so in their kids' schooling and referring to them as domestic terrorists. I just find this unbelievable, and I want to hear you about it, please.
Larry, it's shocking to think that the Patriot Act is being used to target parents that are expressing concern about curriculum at their local schools. I was there when we wrote the Patriot Act in 2001 in the aftermath of 9/11. We know why that was created. It was to defend the American people against terrorist influences that might do harm to this country. But parents coming to school board meetings, expressing concern about critical race theory or other or left-wing ideologies that have made their way into the classroom is really what this country is all about. And I have every confidence that if there are any issues that arise, local school boards, local law enforcement can deal with that. The Justice Department should rip up that memorandum and take 3 steps back away from even the suggestion that they'd use the Patriot Act to investigate concerned citizens, especially concerned parents anywhere in America.
All right, former Vice President Mike Pence, you're so generous with your time, sir, and we appreciate it very, very much. I appreciate it. Hope to see you soon.
Count on it, Larry. Thanks so much.